Mira once lived in a house where laughter echoed off marble floors and the scent of freshly baked bread floated through wide hallways. She was born into wealth so deep that comfort felt ordinary, almost invisible. Her father, a respected businessman, used to lift her onto his shoulders every evening and call her his little queen. Her mother dressed her hair herself, humming old songs while promising her a future brighter than the Abuja sun. Mira believed life would always be that way. She wore soft dresses, slept beneath silk covers, and never walked alone. Drivers waited, housemates smiled, and relatives praised her beauty and intelligence. In that world, love was abundant and safety felt permanent. Until the night everything disappeared, it began with whispers in hushed voices. Then came black clothes, crowded rooms, and tears that never seemed to dry. Her parents were gone, taken suddenly by an accident that gave no warning and offered no mercy. Mira was too young to understand death, but old enough to feel the cold emptiness it left behind. At first, her father's family arrived like saviors. They hugged her, wiped her tears, and promised to take care of her. Mira believed them. She packed her clothes carefully, holding on to the last scarf her mother had worn, trusting that blood meant protection. She was wrong. Days turned into weeks, and the warmth faded. Her father's relatives argued endlessly over properties, accounts, and documents. They spoke of money more than they spoke of her. Mira was moved from room to room, her meals shrinking, her presence becoming inconvenient. Then one morning, everything was taken. Her inheritance vanished behind locked doors and stamped papers she couldn't read. Her clothes were replaced with old ones. Her toys disappeared. The girl who once lived like royalty was now treated like a burden. Finally, without ceremony or explanation, they abandoned her. She was dropped far from the house she had once called home. No goodbye, no money, no address to return to. Just a frightened child standing alone, clutching memories that felt heavier than her small body could carry. That was how Mira met the streets. Abuja was loud, endless, and unforgiving. The sun burned her skin by day, and the cold crept into her bones at night. Hunger became a constant ache. She slept wherever she could, under shop canopies, beside closed kiosks, sometimes near the mosque where she felt a strange sense of safety. Someone handed her a bag of sachet water one afternoon and told her she could sell it to passing cars. Mira learned quickly. She learned how to beg without crying, how to smile without hope, how to dodge insults and ignore the looks of disgust. Pure water. Help me, please, she would call, her voice thin but steady. Some people gave her coins. Others chased her away. Many pretended she didn't exist. At night, Mira talked to the memory of her parents. She told them about the streets, about how hard it was, about how she still remembered their voices. She promised herself she would survive, if only to honor them. Months passed. The queen was gone. In her place stood a thin girl with dusty feet and tired eyes, far too old for her age. Then one afternoon, everything changed again. A black SUV stopped at the roadside as Mira approached with her sachets of water. She expected the usual, a quick wave, maybe a coin. Instead, the window rolled down slowly, and a young woman looked at her, not with pity, not with disgust, but with concern. The woman was elegant, dressed simply but expensively, her eyes sharp yet kind. She asked Mira her name. Mira hesitated, unused to being asked anything except to leave. "My name is Mira," she whispered. The woman noticed her trembling hands, her sunburned skin, the quiet dignity in her posture despite everything. She bought all the water. Then she did something unexpected. She asked Mira to sit. They talked right there by the roadside. Mira spoke carefully at first, then everything poured out. The loss, the betrayal, the streets. The woman listened without interrupting, her face growing heavier with each word. Finally, she said softly, "Come with me." Mira was afraid. Hope had hurt her before. But something in the woman's voice felt different, firm, sincere, safe. That woman became her miracle. She was wealthy, successful, and childless. She took Mira into her home, not as a servant, not as charity, but as family. She bathed her, fed her, clothed her, and for the first time in a long while, Mira slept without fear. Doctors treated her. Teachers educated her. Counselors helped her heal. Slowly, the shadows inside her eyes began to lift. The woman called her my daughter. Years passed, and Mira grew strong, not just in body, but in spirit. She excelled in school, carried kindness in her voice, and never forgot where she came from. She shared her story openly, using it to give hope to others who had been discarded by the world. She was no longer the pampered queen of her childhood. She was something greater. She was a survivor. She was chosen. She was loved again. And though her life had been shattered, Mira learned that sometimes broken beginnings lead to the most powerful endings.